So I thought I would do a little chat about, it's really more of an introduction to intermittent fasting, the empty plate syndrome. Although it's far from looking into an empty plate, it's a lot easier than that, to be honest. So I guess my background with fasting, the first one I ever did was an 11-day fast. And I've always done a lot of yoga and meditation, and I definitely found my practice helping me stay focused. And it was actually, I started it after doing yoga that morning, so I'd been doing a 2-hour yoga and meditation practice, and then somebody suggested doing some fasting, and I was like, yeah, you know what, I'd heard about it for a long time, and was really interested in trying it, but I just wanted to do it with somebody, and learn a bit more, so I jumped on, and I did the 11 days, and yes, there were tough moments, and easier moments, and it was just nice having someone to bounce it off the whole time. And usually we were total opposites. When my friend was feeling good, I was really struggling, so it was really good teamwork. And since then, it went on, and I've done apple juice fasts, 3-day fasts, just on apple juice, and I run online yoga classes because I'm really keen on people getting into the habit of doing some yoga themselves at home, getting the yoga mat out. It's empowering for themselves to look after their own health without having to run off to somebody else, or even to going to classes. Just being able to get your mat out at home, do some rolling. I think if you start the day like this, then you're going to start picking up other healthier habits. And I just think that, when you've been doing some yoga, you're more likely to have like a green smoothie or try something healthy as the day goes on. So it's sort of like stepping out in the right foot. So I have these classes running, my online classes running, and I have people doing detoxes and fasts throughout the year. And I thought this time around we just did an apple juice fast, which was 3 days, and I thought let's try some intermittent fasting. So the intermittent fasting, this is just an introduction video to it. There is so many benefits to fasting. I mean, the yogis have been into fasting for a long, long time because it helps purify your body and your mind. And obviously with yoga, a lot of it is all about getting yourself be able to sit comfortably and switch off and meditate. And if your mind's not craving food or thinking about food, it's free from all of those distractions. And also your body, when it's not digesting food, has a fantastic opportunity to heal because it's not busy trying to break down all the food that you're putting into the system. It's getting a break, and now it's going to get a chance to start to digest some of the fat that's been stored away. It's going to break down the insulin, sugar levels that are high in your body. It's going to start to break down damaged cells, even precancerous cells. It has the chance to start to work on those. It's going to boost your immune system. If you've got issues with your gut's now going to get a chance to heal. It's good for your organs, your adrenals. The list goes on and on. It's also very good for hormones and for women, for the women's health and everything. There's so many good reasons to try fasting. Probably the most common reason that people would try it is to lose a bit of weight. And nowadays, you can feel like you've got your health under control, and then all of a sudden changes happen and you start putting on weight and you don't know how to get off, lose a few pounds, and this is definitely worth trying. So I came across, I was recommended a book to read called Fast Like a Girl, but it's by Dr. Mindy Pelz, and I started reading that and I was fascinated. She has everything backed by science and a very healthy approach to fasting and a fun approach to fasting, and it does make sense. She says that it's really important that you're not just sticking to one way of fasting all the time because your body gets used to it. So it's not like you're doing 15 hours every day or 16 hours every day, 17 hours, 18. She wants you to change it up and make it fit your lifestyle. So if you're having a party to go to, don't feel like you have to be fasting on that day. She said if you have if you're going on a holiday, obviously you're not going to be boring everybody fasting. But on the days that you can, is a good opportunity to do your fast. So yeah, so I would recommend, well, her idea was to push your breakfast back, and I know a lot of people struggle with that because they're like, breakfast, that's like the healthiest meal of the day. You know, a lot of us are programmed to think like that. Also, a lot of us are programmed thinking that we should be eating small amounts all day and not like having big meals. There's so many different ways of eating, and definitely her approach to it would be more of eating, you know, pushing your breakfast back an hour, you know, each week until as you get comfortable with it. You can also push your dinner earlier in the evening before, so maybe try and wrap up your meal by 7 o'clock, and that gives you a good run at your 13 hours or 14 hours, 15 hours, and so on. She also recommends coming off the fast with more of a keto diet. So, and I've been trying to play around a little bit with that as well, because sometimes if you come off the fast with carbohydrates, you start to crave more carbohydrates. And so she would recommend coming off with eating more fats and protein, but primarily more fats, so, and healthy fats. So healthy fats, especially if you're vegetarian or vegan, it can be like quite like, well, what can I eat? That's fat. You know, obviously, even with her idea of a keto diet, she does say that it's very important to keep up your fruit and vegetables. You do not sacrifice on those. But healthy nuts, like nuts, you would eat like nut butters, all your nut butters. Other healthy fats would be avocado, obviously. You could have seeds, nuts, dark chocolates, also good for high fats. Things like tahini, which is again like a nut butter. You put that in, make that with hummus. You put that in as you're making hummus. Some things like that. Also some tofu and tempeh, although I don't think they're very fattening, but they're on the list. Obviously, if you do eat dairy, there's a larger window of things that you can eat. You can have eggs and cheese, milk, yogurts, and then obviously if you eat meat. So it's more of a keto kind of diet, but the yogis definitely prefer more vegetarian vegan. It's because it's lighter on your body, easier to process and digest. And nowadays, there's so many chemicals in. There's actually probably more chemicals in meat than there is in fruit and vegetables, and so definitely try to stick to organic where you can. So the different lengths of time, you could start with 13 hours, 14, 15. As the longer you fast for, especially when you're not having breakfast in the morning, your body is going to get a chance to start to break down the sugars. And once you've got rid of the sugar, then it can start breaking down the fat. So it's going to break down fat around your organs, which is very bad for your health, obviously, having fat around your organs. Fat around the middle, your middle, cleansing then your liver gets a chance to detox and cleanse, and then all the other organs, you know, your adrenal glands, your the gut health. So once you get into that sort of 17, 18 hours, you're breaking down damaged cells, and it's good for your immune system. Like I said, the list goes on. Now, another thing that Dr. Mindy Pelz also wrote a book called Menopause Reset, and she talks about the effect of fasting and foods on your hormones. And again, it's something that, you know, for women, as you're growing up, you know, there's no instruction book. Everyone seems to be different. I feel that everyone is different anyway. We've all got different health issues and problems, and we've also got our whole cycles are affected differently. But I do think, from listening to what she talks about, that if you just get down to the bottom line rather than covering things up, you can take tablets if you're feeling depressed, for instance, but that's not going to get rid of it. And if you maybe it can be coming from your health, it can actually be coming from your gut, from different bacteria in your gut. There's so many reasons why I would start maybe with some fasting and see if you can get your health back into check like that. And I also think it's very important. It's not just about dieting the whole time. It's exercise, and I think a holistic approach, yoga, meditation, and fasting is a great choice. You know, a great healthy lifestyle choice. So she also recommends when it comes to for women not to fast the week before your period is due. So probably before you start intermittent fasting, one of the best things to do is to start off with, if you're a female, is to figure out your cycle. Starting with day 1 is the first day that you bleed, and then you've got week 1, 2, 3, all good for all the different lengths of time of fasting, but give yourself an off week the week before, because that's when you're making progesterone. And you need to, I'll do another video about all the different foods that you can eat for different stages as you go through. Okay, so I think it's definitely worthwhile giving it a try. If you would like to, if you're like me and would like to do this with a company of other people, to maybe just to hold you accountable or just to discuss about things that have come up, I have it's called 30 Days to Wellness. It's Kundalini Yoga, meditation, and intermittent fasting, and it starts on the 7th of October. So it's 30 days. You'll be to join, you need to be part of my online membership group, which you can join, and you can do it for the 30 days, or you can stay on for longer. And then you have joining a WhatsApp group, and that's where we will do most of our chatting day to day about how we're getting on, and that's where you post, because I do like to see that you've done your yoga, it's only 10-15 minutes, that you've done your meditation, again 10-15 minutes, maybe a bit of positivity. There's a few different things in there just to make yourself feel good, and I've always got a healthy drink suggested that you could maybe use to come off your fast with, and then an opportunity to put fasting. So I just do Y for yoga, M for meditation, R for rest, and then F for fasting, and you can put the number of hours there, so it could be F13, F14, 15, whatever, and then or off if it's your off day. Okay, so it's just a good way to keep track, and also just to see what everybody else is doing and hear how everybody's getting on. So I put the link below, and I would love you to come and join us. So you're very welcome. So please use the link below. If you have any questions, let me know.